I had an idea. I just want to say it before I forget. I wonder, can we for the tiles? Can we get
Yes, I knew you were going to do something
an
like
image
this.
of a guinea pig gangster, little gangster thing? Guinea pig gangster? Because there's so many people that dress them up. There's loads of people that do that. So I'd say there's bound to be one with a little hat and a little, gangster. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
But no one might get it though. Everyone might be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but the tile will be called Guinea Pig Gangster Mark Desmond.
Yeah. People will know it's a person, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I hope so.
Okay.
Oh God.
Continue.
But yeah. Warning. Me Time and Murder is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Oh, for God's sake, here
Dancing
it goes.
around him, reciting poetry.
Yes.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
No. Why? Oh, well, big surprise.
Oh God. Dead on the bathroom floor.
Did it? Okay.
Oh.
Trez, what are you drinking today?
Today I'm drinking a pucka, lemon, ginger and manuka honey.
Nice.
Yeah, it's tasty. I like the manuka honey. Sometimes I just have lemon and ginger, but I like the honey in there is a bit different, sweeter. What about you? What are you drinking?
I am also drinking pucka, and the pucka was sent to me by some lovely listeners.
Aww.
So I wanted to say thank you for sending it all the way to Hong Kong.
I know it is a long way. We love our pucka.
Pucka. It's my first pucka.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so good.
Yes, I'm a pucka virgin.
Do you love the packaging? It's really pretty.
It's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. It's so pretty. It's very you.
I love packaging. Them. Yeah, that's part of the reason that I first started buying them, and they look nice. You could set them out, on your counter, on your kitchen, and they look really nice.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm having the turmeric one, and it is turmeric-y. It is.
Do you know, it's
very yellow.
It's one of my favorites, and it's I don't particularly usually like the taste of turmeric. So, when I add it into dishes, but I do like to drink it that way. I was surprised by that one, of how much I liked it. I ran through that the quickest and then wanted to buy another, which I wasn't expecting ever to, And
it's real different as well. It's not like a fruity tea or a Earl Grey tea. It's it's something, and it's nice and savoury.
Yes, that's what it is. It's a savoury tea. It's really bizarre, and I never thought it would be my thing, but I really like that one.
And it's good for inflammation, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good for inflammation. It's good for your skin. So yeah, it's a nice way to get it into your diet.
Speaking of skin, what are you doing? Or maybe you're doing your hair?
I am going to treat the skin on my head, so my scalp.
Okay.
Sounds kind of gross. It's a little growth tonic. I'm not sure if I mentioned it before. It's the Umberto Giannini. It just has it's got algae, caffeine, which kind of stimulates, the growth, and the blood kind of flows to the scalp, and it's supposed to help with kind of hair growth. What about you? What are you treating yourself with today?
I was drinking last night again, so I've just put on the frozen one from my deep freeze, and it's just nice and cooling. I feel like it tightens my face a little bit as well. It gives that nice little the little pinch that I like.
Love it.
But anyway, so I don't know how I want to start this.
I'm nervous.
I'm thinking, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Trez. Happy birthday to you.
I'm so confused. Is this coming out on my birthday?
Yes, I've decided to do a special birthday, because your birthday is going to fall on a Tuesday.
Is it? Okay, good to know.
Yeah. So I found a perfect little case just for you. So yeah.
Oh.
I'll just ask you,
I think I might know what this is.
Oh my God, do you?
I don't know. Does it involve a guinea pig in the name?
Yes!
Yeah. No, I don't know the story. No. I don't know the story. Mm-hmm. But I seen the nickname, and I was like, oh my God. So go for it.
So this is a guinea pig gangster.
Yeah.
Mark Desmond.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've heard of it, but you don't know the
I've
story.
just because I seen the nickname and was like, what?
Guinea pigs.
Yeah,
Yes. Tres loves guinea pigs.
if anyone doesn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, guinea pigs are just so lovable, so I'm sure there's lots of other
They
people
are.
obsessed.
They are. So today we're going to talk about the criminal life and murder of Mark Guinea Pig Desmond, who was like this, I wouldn't say he's like quite notorious. I don't think he's like this big mob boss, like, but he was like a thug, like, in criminal world.
Yeah. Are we talking Ireland or England or Britain or
Ireland?
Ireland, okay.
Dublin.
Okay.
And we can make fun of him because he's the bad guy.
Yes. I mean, with a name like Mark Guinea Pig Desmond, it's not scary though.
I know, right? And like, from what I had listened to and researched, nobody understood why he was called
That's what
the
I was
guinea
going to
pig.
say. Is there an answer? Okay.
Well, he's sort of got a little chubby face. I think that's I think that's where it comes from, literally.
Really? Or did he once have a guinea pig and then people were like, haha, Mark Guinea Pig Desmond. I don't know.
I don't know. To me, I was just like, oh, he's got quite like chubby cheeks. Maybe that's it.
Okay.
Mark Guinea Pig Desmond was born on the 30th of March, 1975. So I couldn't find much about his like younger life, but he seemed to have grown up and lived in like a rough area in like sort of like Dublin City, not Dublin City Centre, but sort of like the outer skirts of Dublin City. Although he didn't do well in school, people described the guinea pig as intelligent and aggressive.
That's a weird mixture.
Right? Intelligent and aggressive. When he was about 25, he was sent to prison. And this is actually where he learned how to read and write. So he didn't learn how to read or write until he was 25.
Jeez.
Guinea Pig Desmond, who smuggled drugs from Amsterdam to Dublin, seemed to be very high up on the gang lord drug ladder. So he was smuggling drugs, and I believe it was like heroin.
Okay, I was just going to say, do we know what? I mean, that's pretty hardcore. That's like the most hardcore that I know about.
Yeah, the heroin. That's the good stuff.
The heroin.
The heroin. Guinea Pig Desmond was known to work for a local cartel, and everyone also believed that he was working for this gang known as the Hutch Gang.
Okay.
Apparently these are big drug people.
Is it not dangerous to work for two different gangs?
Right, though that's what I thought. It doesn't look like
moonlighting?
He was he wasn't like affiliated just with one. He was like sort of
like a freelance drug dealer, drug lord, drug smuggler.
So I think he was more of like a thug. He was also a hired gun, and he was in this world. He was known for his violence, and people like sort of stayed back and respected him through fear. But he was a dead man walking.
Okay, a lot of enemies.
I mean, like, you can't just go around beating people up, shooting people, and kneecapping people, and getting like like communities addicted to heroin. Like, you're gonna have enemies.
It's a wonder why people. I think they don't think it through. I mean, the only reason you would do it is for the money, but it's just so short term that you're right. Like, like it's gonna catch up with you. So then you've got all this money, but then you're going to be dead. So I mean, do you know, the only way you could benefit is to get out of the country. But it just seems that so many of them just stay because they get greedy and then they wind up dead. You know? I
can't remember what I was watching, but they were saying that like sometimes to those people, it's breaking the law is the drug.
Okay. Like, they are actually enjoying it.
They like to be criminals. They like the violence.
It probably is like street cred and kudos and makes them feel like a man. Yeah. For the want of a better phrase. But yeah. It's almost like some of them were born into it as well. It's really sad, you know.
That does happen.
You know.
So he was a dead man walking because in June 2000 he was questioned about the rape of a 15-year-old boy.
What?
He was questioned, but it doesn't look like anything came of it.
Okay.
And he was also a suspect in at least 5 murders. So 5 murders they know about. They have close links to him. Jeez. In 1999, he was the only suspect and the only person charged for the Grand Canal killings of County Kildare.
Not
Did you
sure
hear
if
about
I'm
this?
familiar with those.
Nope, me neither. I'd never heard of them.
Okay.
So, I think I looked into it, and I don't think we could do a whole episode on it because I'm going to run through it now. But we could maybe look into it, and like maybe it's something to do in the future. The Grand Canal killings in County Kildare. This was the murder of 19-year-old Patrick Murray and 20-year-old Darren Carey.
So
Both of these victims, I know, just little babies. Both of these victims were shot close range in the head and then dumped into the canal on December 29th.
My birthday.
Yes.
Weird.
Yep. Weird. Yeah. And it was by a guinea pig.
And it was by Desmond Guinea Pig. How could you?
Oh, no, Guinea Pig Desmond, no.
Jeez. So obviously it was drug related.
Yes, both men were low-level petty drug criminals, and it was believed by the detectives that a dispute had taken place over the two drug dealers were selling Guinea Pig Desmond's drugs. Like they were reselling his
For
stuff
more money. Oh dear.
So he was the only suspect for those crimes. And these are the crimes that would put him in Mountjoy prison, where he went to learn how to read and write. So when he's 25. Guinea Pig Desmond was the only person to be charged with the murders, but the case was dropped when a key prosecution witness withdrew her statement.
Oh. Was she scared?
It sounds like it to me. So even though she withdrew her statement, the public and the courts were all pretty convinced that it was him. There was no other suspects. They were selling his drugs, and a lot of it is, of course, circumstantial. And then she withdrew any of the compounding evidence that they could have. But the jury sentenced him to 8 years, convicted him of unlawful possession of a gun, and with the intent to endanger life. So it seems like they gave him like as much time as they legally could.
Yeah, it's like they felt like he did do it, and they just couldn't prove it. Yeah,
like she was coerced into like withdrawing her confession.
Yeah.
However, right before being sent to prison, Guinea Pig Desmond was also suspected in the 2002 murder of 56-year-old Maurice Bobo Ward.
Maurice Bobo?
Maurice Bobo.
What are these names?
Yeah.
I actually love the name Maurice. Maurice is the name... Is it the name of Belle's father in Beauty and the Beast?
It is!
That's the only person I can think of that's called Maurice. He goes like...
That's
Do you remember when he goes,
Gaston
Maurice?
makes fun of...
Yeah. Oh, I hate that scene where they're all laughing at him.
I'm trying to think of it now.
That is the dad's name, isn't it? No.
It is the dad's name.
Is it? Maurice. I love Gaston's voice.
I love how deep it is.
Oh, I love his voice. I love his character. Like, I know he's a bad guy. I love Gaston. How he loves himself.
Did I ever tell you how I was so confused when Gaston died at the end? I was like, what?
Because you were like, I love him.
Yes, I was so confused because I was just like, but he's like really tall and handsome and strong and he has guns. And I was like, what's going on? Why does she want to be with a bear?
That's hilarious.
Like, that's so gross. And I was like, and he fell off the big house into the cliff. I was like, what? What?
Now, in fairness, he was evil because I think he tried to push the beast off and kill the beast. But then the beast actually was very forgiving and had the chance to push Gaston off. But he didn't, even though it's like, oh, you tried to kill me, now I can kill you. But he walked away from it. And I think Gaston comes back and then like slips or something. Or like, basically Gaston should have gave up. But he didn't. He kept going. And then that's what like led to his death.
But I never really identified with the beast. I never understood why she liked him. I always thought it was really strange. I always thought it was really weird. Like, because like it's an animal.
I know
as
it is
well. I'm like, it's a fucking
How can you
animal.
Love? I know it is a little.
I'm like,
strange.
this is so gross. I remember watching like, what is going on? And then like the big handsome like hunter dies. It's like, what? And then whenever he turned into like a real human, the beast, I was just like, no, meh.
I didn't like the look of him.
No, I didn't like him either.
What was I going to say?
I was in love with Gaston.
Do you know that Hugh Jackman played Gaston in I'm not sure if it was Broadway, but it was some on stage anyway. Wouldn't that be just like the dream?
Oh God,
I know, right? Yeah.
Oh God.
I think there's clips on YouTube if you want to fancy having a look later.
Oh, get me too excited.
It's just like the combination of those people.
Oh God. Anyway, oh gosh, I'll have to write that down. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I? Oh, Bobo.
Maurice Bobo. Back to Maurice Bobo.
Maurice Bobo. Yes, this is all like happening in a little French neighborhood. Bonjour, Maurice. So Maurice, who was actually like murdered, okay, but he wasn't a good guy either. He used to be an armed robber and hijacker, but Desmond was also suspected of murdering him right before he went to prison. So then Guinea Pig Desmond, he goes to prison, and while he's in there, he builds a really strong name for himself. Apparently, during his time in prison, he gained notoriety in the criminal world, as the Grand Canal killings were like all over the news. They're big, like tabloid people were obsessed with it, and the families like of the victims were like being very vocal, very angry that he wasn't getting charged with murder.
That would
but
be
we
upsetting.
were like way too young. We wouldn't have known what was going on.
Yes.
And it doesn't seem to have been passed down into folklore, like the killer driller, the dentist. It's like in the folklore. It's like passed down and down and down. It's like, it doesn't seem like this is.
Yeah, or maybe it is more down south. I think, like the killer driller, he's northern, so maybe
he is.
Like Dan might know about these killings, maybe.
Well, there didn't seem to be very much on Wikipedia.
Oh, really?
I had to just like do a lot of deep dives into lots of different articles. So while in prison, a couple of IRA members, they claimed that they were going to do this and that, and they were going to like rough and tumble with the guinea pig gangster.
Okay.
They're threatening his life. And so apparently while in prison, the guinea pig walks straight up to the IRA men and says to them, I'm out of here in a few months and I'm going to blow up your house with your wife in it too.
Oh dear God.
The IRA members, they backpedaled and they were like, oh no, leave it. It's okay. We're sorry. We're only joking. We're
not sure sorry's going to cut it. You already had the intention.
So apparently he had the upper hand of even the IRA.
Yeah.
7 years later, once he gets out of prison, he must have got out a little bit early with good behaviour.
How many years did he end up serving?
I think he was in for 7 years, which is like...
7 out of the 8. Okay.
I think you have to serve like 80% or something
really?
Like that of your time.
Yeah. 7 years for... I mean, we're pretty sure he killed 2 young boys.
Yeah. So 7 years later, once he gets out, he was suspected of another murder.
Oh, God.
And they can't seem to get these murders to stick to him. It's always like suspected.
Yeah.
He was suspected of the murder of 26-year-old Anthony Cannon, who in 2009 was shot in the head. His body was then recovered, and he was found to have been wearing a bulletproof vest.
Oh. It's almost like they knew he had a bulletproof vest on. Yeah.
And apparently the local children witnessed the crime. They said they seen Anthony Cannon running into a local park, and then a gunman who was, what's his name? Who was Guinea Pig Desmond.
Like matched his description.
Yeah. Was like following him and shot at him 11 times.
Jeez.
In a local park.
In local park in front of little kids.
Yeah. Like these drug gangsters are having shootouts in a local park with children.
Yeah.
It's just despicable.
Intense.
If you're going to be idiots, be an idiot in your own
do it
house.
Else. Yeah, like I definitely thought it was like execution style. They met somewhere and he shot him in the head. Like I didn't think it was like he pursued him in a public area.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? It's so unsafe.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's an area where the type of area that he grew up, where it's just like this
A little bit
is
rough.
their and not that it's the norm, but it's just lack of respect for like.
It is.
Yeah.
And then you want to perpetuate that. If you grew up in that, do you want that to keep going? Is that where you want your children to grow up in? Because he did have a son. He had a 16-year-old.
I think they think it's normal though. You know, like
They're
they probably seen stuff like that when they were kids. You see, and it just
Yeah.
becomes, you know.
Yeah, it's like a cycle.
Yeah.
And the last victim, who is also suspected of murdering, is 28-year-old James Kennedy McDonough, who went missing in 2010. His body was found buried in the Dublin mountains. In 2012, he was also shot in the head. And this made me think of the Vanishing Triangle.
Yeah, sure. What's another body?
Yeah.
Just lump them all in there.
I wonder how many bodies are buried in the mountains.
And how many haven't been recovered. I'd say there's a lot haven't been recovered, which is so creepy. Imagine you're like a hiker, you don't even know what's nearby. Ooh, creeps me out.
There could be a body just a few 100 yards away from you, you're just walking past.
Totally creeps me out. Yeah.
Like, oh, this view is amazing. There's a dead body just a few yards away. Due to his reputation of being a thug, ruining lives with violence and drugs, getting away with rape, assault, and murder, needless to say, Guinea Pig Desmond was a dead man walking.
Yeah, it's got to catch up with him.
He had a €100,000 bounty on his head.
Ooh.
This is apparently one of the drug underworld people is talking to the newspaper on this, and so it's not on the TV like €100,000 if you shoot Guinea Pig Desmond in the head. It's like
all the kids are like, yay,
yay, bang bang. Like no, it was like in the criminal world they were like, yeah, if you get him, I'll give you $100,000.
Yes.
And apparently he spent 2 decades looking over his shoulder, moving from flat to flat, moving from like area to area, because he was a wanted man.
I can't believe he lasted 20 years.
Oh no, we're still going. So he lives to be, I think he lives to be 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In West Dublin on the 2nd of December 2016, only a few years ago, someone claimed the bounty.
This only happened in 2016?
Yeah.
Wow.
Only 4 years ago.
Okay.
On the 3rd of December, the 41-year-old guinea pig gangster was found dead in a local park, lying face up. He had been shot in the head, the chest, and shot 6 times in the dick.
Stop it. Stop.
6 times in the dick.
Okay, there's a message in this. Okay, so he was accused
That's what I thought.
The rape of the 15-year-old. Now, that was just one that we know of. There's bound to be more. Do you reckon it's a family member exacting some kind of revenge? And that's got to be rape related. Like, I mean, 100%.
It's like, it's so much anger. Like,
oh, yeah.
You can just shoot somebody in the head and they're dead and you walk away, but that's anger to like 6 times.
Think of the size of a bullet and the size of a penis. It would be practically nothing after you shoot it 6 times. It would be mush. I mean, not to be gross, but you know,
it would be mush.
That would be wow.
I was wondering what order do you think they shot him in the dick 6 times and then the head? They basically like tortured him for like.
I thought
like
the other
minutes.
way around personally, just because if you were shot in the penis, you might be wounded, but you might be able to keep running. Whereas if you're shot in the chest, I'd say you would fall down, then maybe the head, then maybe the penis, or maybe penis and then the head to finish him off. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's almost like, because the penis to me is like overkill, so I think he might have been dead already. Do you know when someone stabs and someone's dead, but then they just keep going? Even after they die? I don't know. Did they ever figure it out? I'm sure no one cares this much like we care. But did they ever Can they tell which happened first? They probably can't because it happens within seconds or minutes of each other.
It happens so quickly.
Yeah,
There's no way they can
to
tell.
tell. Yeah. Okay.
So no family went to identify the body.
Wow.
Which is quite shocking. Can you imagine if you were found dead in a park and nobody goes to claim you?
Even his own son?
So his fingerprints were taken and put into the computer, and they matched the prints were on record because he had been to prison in 2000, 16 years ago. So I think they were then able to be like, look, we know this is your dad or your partner or your brother. You have to come and take responsibility,
And
sort of thing.
everyone's like, nope.
It was assumed that Guinea Pig Desmond was lured to the park under the guise of a drug deal and then shot in the dick multiple times.
I love that he got lured with his fucking greed and like addiction to selling drugs. Like, it's just like, give it up. You're in your 40s now, just calm down. Yeah,
Many
it's kind of
relatives,
fitting, isn't it?
He lived by the gun. He died by the gun. He
Yeah.
lived selling drugs. He died selling drugs.
Yeah, it never ends well. Once you get into it, it's gonna come back, and you're gonna die the way you started out. Like, it just never. Yeah.
Many relatives of the victims posted, like of the murder victims and stuff like that, posted celebratory messages once his death was made public on Facebook. They're like, yay!
I'd say they were elated.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
fair enough.
A gun was found buried at the scene. However, former associates of Guinea Pig Desmond, they say that this was actually most likely Guinea Pig Desmond's, his gun, as he was known to arrive at a drug spot at the meeting location 30 minutes before a deal, go there and hide a gun.
Oh, yeah, because I mean, if someone's looking to hide a murder weapon, you don't hide it at the scene. That's ridiculous. You remove it from the scene and you bury it somewhere else or throw it in water or whatever.
So police believe they know who shot the guinea pig, but they think it was a member of the crime gang.
One of the local gangs. Okay.
Yeah, one of the local like drug gangs that he worked with. And about a year after the murder, police were able to piece together that the guinea pig threatened one of the gang members' life.
Okay.
And so much so that the gang member feared for his life and so fled to Spain. Police think that this was when the gang decided they need to organise Guinea Pig Desmond's murder. Detectives believe they know who shot the gun, as well as an accomplice and the getaway driver. All suspects were released without charge, but apparently they are continuing the investigation.
To this day?
Apparently.
Wow.
I don't think it's probably not a priority. Let's face it.
I know, right? It's kind of like, you had it coming.
A former associate described that people were not happy that Desmond got to live for 16 years after shooting the young men, and there were very low-level petty criminals in the head. And there were several attempts made on his life since the canal killings. Like, people were not happy. Even in the criminal community, they were not happy that he murdered such low-level people. They were just like young nobodies.
Boys and that mightn't have been in it full time or were you know, going to continue. They might have been going off to college, or you know, it might have just been a little tiny.
There's young boys just trying to make a quick buck. Apparently, in 2005, Desmond survived an attack by a hitman on a motorcycle who was driving by and fired shots into Desmond's car as he was waiting at traffic lights.
Wow.
What the fuck?
And he missed.
He missed, or he survived. He survived a gun attack.
Wow.
Also, in 2010, 3 men followed him into a local park. Desmond seen the 3 men, so he fled. One man shot a gun at his head and narrowly missed.
Why does Guinea Pig Desmond keep going into parks? What, like, nothing ever good happens. He didn't learn, did he?
He didn't. And then that's what got him in the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah, come to the park.
The former associate who gave all this like background information on and stuff like that, he said basically what I said, that it was coming, it was going to happen.
Yeah.
The guinea pig gangster He lived by the gun and he died by it.
Mm-hmm.
That is the life and death of the guinea pig gangster.
Oh yeah, okay, I want to see his face. Okay. It's almost a bit like, Babyface Nelson.
Babyface.
It's so funny when you look him up. It's just pictures of him, but then also of guinea pigs come up as well. That's hilarious. He looks horrible. The photos will be on the Instagram.
Happy birthday, Trez.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you for my birthday story.
Can you do a guinea pig noise?
Oh, I can. You know
Go.
I can.
Go.
You know I can.
Go.
No,
Do
you're
it,
gonna
do
put
it.
this somewhere.
I'll go in the outtakes. This is already
It's been
too
a
long.
while. Do you want to know what I just said?
Guinea pig language.
I said I need some lettuce.
I thought you were going to say, I said Slanawalia.
For God's sake, guinea pigs can't speak Irish.
Guinea pigs can't
Are you
speak
mad,
Irish.
woman? Me Time and Murder would like to thank and acknowledge our sources that make this podcast possible. References can be found on our Instagram page.